Hey, this is Mr. Ng going over the Math 5 Chapter 8 tests. This is going over version even, the bottom right. Multiple choice directions, clearly circle the best answer. Is this sequence geometric? So geometric is looking for multiplication. If so, identify the common ratio. So if I go from each of these numbers, I need to multiply. So if I go here, I multiply by 2, and here I multiply by 3. Multiply by 2, and there I multiply by 3. Multiply by 2, and then multiply by 3. So it works all the way over. So that means my ratio is multiplying by 2/3. So not here, not here, not here, and the answer is A. Question 1b, find the sum of the arithmetic series. So to find the sum, I have the first term, and then if I find arithmetic series, keyword there, I can use my formula, n Sn equals n times a1 plus an divided by 2. So now I need to figure out how many sum in this series. So I don't have an n value. Now you could count all the way to the 39th term. But here, let's do this. I have the first term, so negative 16. I have the last one, 39. And I have a 2 here. And I have an n. So the sum of our series So I have this amount of information, so I'm missing an n value, so I can figure that out. So if I go back to my formula sheet, I have the arithmetic explicit. Whatever term it is, I can get by the, or to basically solve for an, I can have my first term, so let's write that down. an equals a1 plus d times n minus 1. And so I can just take my first term, which is negative 16, plus our difference here. If I keep going this direction here, I'm adding 5. Adding 5. Adding 5. 5 times n minus 1. And then you can just distribute 5n minus 5. And then you're going to get an equals, which we already know is 39, right? 39 equals negative, add those together, negative 21 plus 5n, add those other way, and you'll get 5n equals 60, divide by 5, and n equals 12. So you can also just count, keep making that list and count them, but probably not the best. So n equals 12, so then I have 12 times, check here, 23 divided by 2, so 12 times 23, divide that by 2, and I get 52 and a half. That doesn't sound right. Oh, I divided my answer by 5 and not 2. 138, which is choice A. Question 2a. It's asking me by the number of rows, so you can count this as a row, so that's 1. So this would be 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if you did it this way, 1, and then 1, and then 2, 1, 2, 3, it's the same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Following the pattern described above can be, well, I keep just adding 1 to each of those, just adding one more column, so that would be arithmetic. Write a numerical sequence to represent each pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Circle one of these. Finite means it has an end. Infinite means it keeps going on forever, so it can keep going on forever. Calculate the sum of the first 12 terms, so n equals 12. You can use the formula above. Sn equals n times a1 plus an all over 2. And we're looking for the 12th term, so that would be 12 times the first one, which is 1, and your last one, which we need to find is a12. Right? I need the a12th one right here. Which you don't have that. So you can use the formula we had above here. I can use the explicit for the arithmetic. So that would be the a1. Write my formula down. a1 plus d times n minus 1. So the a1 value is 1 plus the difference, which is 1, and then 12 minus 1. 1 plus, this would be 11. 1 times 11. 1 times 11 is 11, so that would just be 12. And that makes sense because, you know, this is a1, a2, a3, a4, a5, a6, so essentially a12 will be 12. So I'm going to have s of 12 equals 12 plus 13 divided by 2. Put that in your calculator, and you get the sum of 12 terms equals 78. So let me highlight those answers. S equals 78. That one, infinite. This, 2 points. And that brings me to my can. Let me find my pencil so I can do an erasing if necessary. Fill in the blank squares so that each row and each column contain all the digits 1 to 4. Numbers in the cages may repeat as long as they are not in the same row or column. So I'm going to look for the freebies first. So I have one here. I need 2 numbers that add up to 3. That'll be 1 and 2. Can't put a 1 here because they're repeating, so I'm going to put 2 and then 1. Here I need, in my row here, I need the numbers, 3 numbers that add up to 11. And I need to add 3 and 4 to this row. So if I put 3 and 4 here, that'll give me 7. And then I need 4 more, so I can't put that there, so I have to put the 4 here. Right? You can't do 3 then 4, the 4 is a repeat. Alright, I need 2 numbers that are 3 numbers that multiply to be 4. There's a couple of combinations. You could do 4 times 1 times 1. And the only way that would work is to put the 1 here, and 4 here, but those repeat. So I'm going to have to use 2's. So I'm thinking to myself, I can't put a 1 there. I could put a 1 here, and a 2 times 2. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, and remember I can't repeat. So that row is missing 1, so I'm missing a 3. Here this says plus 10, so I need 3 numbers that add up to 10. If I take away 3, that means I have 7 left. So that would have to be a 4 and a 3, and I can't put 3 here, so this would be 3 and then 4. This column right here is missing the number 4. This one is missing 2. 2 times 4 is 8. This one is missing a 3. And this one is missing a 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. Now this is just one way of solving our can-cans, but this is the solution right there. Alright, so on the back side of this test, you have 4, negative 12, 36, and negative 108. And if you notice that you're just multiplying by negative 3 to go to the next term. Now if you can't see that, a way of doing that is taking the second term and then going ahead and dividing it. So negative 12 divided by 4 gives you negative 3. 36 divided by negative 12 will give you negative 3. Negative 108 divided by 36 will be negative 3. So that's another way of finding your ratio. So this is geometric because you have a common ratio. The common ratio, circling that's 2 points, is -3, 2 more points. For question number 5, you were asked to take 60, 52, 44, 36, and 28. You were supposed to cross off those numbers. And then this is arithmetic. The reason why it's arithmetic is because you have a common difference, so plus and minus. And it's -8. I gave you 1 point if you marked just +8. 5C says the sum of the sequence for the first 15 terms to the left is, the answer is 60. Now, a lot of students, remember, this is the sum, so you have to add up the first 15 terms, the first term, the second term, the third term, all up to 15. A lot of students did this common mistake, and I gave you 3 points for it. They used the arithmetic explicit formula to find the 15th term. So a1 plus d times n minus 1, n value is 15, right? First 15 terms. And then your d value is -8, and your first term is 60. If you put that in your formula, -8 times 14 gives you -112, and then you got your 15th term is -52. But they're not asking me for the 15th term, they're asking me for the sum of the first 15 terms. Well, what do you do with this? That's where your -52 goes. A1 is 60, n value is 15. There you'll get 8, 15 times 8 divided by 2. So the sum of the 15 terms is going to be 60. So again, you got 3 points if you just got -52. Remember, guys, you guys need to show me your work. Write down the formula first, then substitute, then simplify. Question number 6. I made this question extra credit. So you basically have to do all of it to get the extra credit. Summation means that this is your start and this is your end. In this problem, if you put in 1 here, 1 times 2 is 2. If you put in the next number, which is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, and then same thing, you'll recognize that you are just adding 2. And if you're adding 2, that's arithmetic. So it says compute the each geometric series. The reason why it's extra credit because it's not geometric, it's actually arithmetic. If you use the formula from above, you'll get the 10th value to be 20. And you take the 20th one plus the first one, multiply by the number of terms, which is 10. And then divide by 2, you'll get an answer of 110. Question number 7 about stomach virus spreads quickly through a town. Initially, only 12 people, so initially is what you start with. I called it G1, were infected, but the virus spreads quickly, increasing the number of people infected by 15% every day. So here your ratio 15% is 115%. So that's 115%, right? Decimal to percentages. How many new people are infected on the 10th day? So n equals 10. Show all your work and explain your reasoning. So here I have the explicit for geometric. I'm finding the 10th term. My G1 is initially or starting with 12 people. The ratio is 1.15. And then my n value is 10. So 10 minus 1 is 9. 1.15 to 9th power times 12. And you should get approximately 42 people. So approximately 42 people, new people, were infected on the 10th day. How many total people are infected on the 10th day? So I'm going to underline the word total because that means sum. Show all your work and explain your reasoning. So again, you can use either of the formulas for the arithmetic sum. Here, this is taking your last term, which you actually found above, your ratio, subtracting it from the first one, and dividing by r minus 1, you get approximately 243.61. Remember, this formula is used for if you have the last term. Over here, let's just say you don't have that. You have this formula, G1 times, now you have R to the N, and whatever your answer is, you subtract from 1. So G1 is 12, R value is 1.15, N value is 10, and you subtract 1. So whatever you get in here in your calculator, 1.15 to the 10th power minus 1, don't touch your calculator, multiply by 12, and then divide that by 0.15, and you get the same answer. So approximately 244 people were infected after 10 days. And then the other extra credit was fun, safe, and legal, 1 point apiece. That side was 20, and this side was 19. So I think on Aries I put 39, or whatever it says on Aries, that'll be your total. Hopefully this was helpful for you to correct your test.